So, Rogue One had a trailer. And believe it or not, I'm actually a little excited about it. Who'd have guessed? This is the off week, and it hasn't had a theme song yet. Do-do-do-do. This is all you get. Do-do-do-do. So, welcome to the off week. This is the show we do here at Nerd and Tie. Any week we're not doing a regular episode. Things just fell by my desk. You probably didn't hear that, though, so I'll pretend like it didn't happen. And this episode, we are talking about the new Star Wars Rogue One trailer that just came out this week, because it's a trailer for a Star Wars movie. And by God, we have opinions. We've known about Rogue One for a while. It's the first anthology movie. For those of you who haven't been keeping close track of Star Wars news or are just really confused, when in the years they're not releasing an episode, like Star Wars The Force Awakens was episode 7, and episode 8 is due in 2017. This year, 2016, we're getting an anthology film, a film set within the Star Wars universe that isn't like an episode. It doesn't follow the Skywalker family, pretty much. I mean, that's what episodes really are. Let's not lie to ourselves and pretend they're something else. But so what Rogue One is a film set just before Episode 4, A New Hope, or as it was originally known in 1977, Star Wars. So just before just prior to the first film. And it follows the group of people who stole the Death Star plans, because they have the Death Star plans that in R2-D2, this is how they got there. This is how Princess Leia got them in the first place. And so, yeah. Originally, I wasn't that excited. I thought that all I really wanted were episodes and didn't really care. But then I saw this trailer and I went, oh, well, this could be a really fun movie. My first thoughts was, even though it looks like, even though the technology in the film is all, it's all A New Hope-ish, because that's the time period it takes place in, I don't think this looks like a typical Star Wars movie, and I think that's a good thing. It's a lot of people, I've seen people say, oh, this looks a lot like A New Hope, but it doesn't. Like, the way this is shot, the way that this is filmed is very un-Star Wars. Like, it's very different than the saga films. And I like that. I like the idea of playing with a different kind of movie within the world of Star Wars. And so I think that's really cool. I think Felicity Jones as Jyn Erso looks like she's going to be pretty cool. I mean, yeah, I don't have a lot of strong... I don't have strong opinions on any of the characters yet, because we've only seen them in the trailer. And everybody looks really cool in the trailer, no matter what, because it's a trailer. I will say, holy crap, Genevieve O'Reilly as Mon Mothma is just dead ringer. Dead, frighteningly. I had to go look it up and see that it wasn't like a CGI mask on someone, that it wasn't like Carolyn Blackiston's face CGI'd on someone. No, Genevieve O'Reilly looks that much like her. So holy crap, Mon Mothma. Yay. And so it's apparently Genevieve O'Reilly was actually cast to play a young Mon Mothma in episode 3, and then her scenes got deleted. I think her scenes are on the disc. But as I never bought a copy of episode 3 after I watched it, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and hate on the prequels, but I didn't like them enough to own them. I have bought the original Star Wars trilogy 4 times, and I have never bought the prequels. I paid to go see them in the theaters. Anyways, unimportant. Really unimportant. Because we're talking about Rogue One, a good prequel. Apparently, looks like, might be. And so I'm excited. I will say the internet reacting is exactly what I expected, much to my disappointment in some cases. It's I did predict that doing these anthology movies were going to confuse casual fans of Star Wars. Star Wars is very mainstream. Everybody's seen Star Wars. It's my parents have seen Star Wars. It's your parents have seen Star Wars, probably. It's part of the mass culture in the media, and while we geeks, we love it. I mean, I'm assuming if you're watching something put out by Nerd and Tie, there's the logo over here. If you're watching something by Nerd and Tie, that you're a geek, probably. I mean, just the odds say that that's what you are, because I am. It's like, probably that they were doing the anthology films, and I'll get back to that probably in a minute, but the casual fan didn't know, like, that they were doing anthologies, because of course they don't follow it. This isn't, like, a thing. People are expecting sequentials, so a lot of people have had to explain that this is not, like, an episode, that episode 8 is coming next year, and that, like, this doesn't follow the story from episode 7. And I think that doing these this way, I think it was difficult because the marketing is only now just kicking off. I mean, I say only now. The film's not coming out till December. And people are legitimately confused, and I knew it was going to happen. And I don't you dare get snarky at the normal people who like Star Wars who get confused. Internet friends. Just don't. It's not their fault. It's not their fault. There's never been... What? I was going to say there's never been a non-episode Star Wars movie, and then I remember the Clone Wars came out theatrically. But I know a lot of Star Wars fans who didn't even remember that Clone Wars came out theatrically. So, don't expect the casuals to know that either. They think that Star Wars films are all episodes, and so don't get mad at them for not getting these anthology films, because it's a new thing. I think that when the next anthology film comes out, after episode 8, then people will be like, okay, this is, like, they'll be on board. But this is the first one, so forgive them for not knowing the chronology stuff, alright? Be nice. Also, I have confirmed my suspicion that the Dudebros who have a problem with Rey and call her a Mary Sue are doing it just because she's a woman. And I'm saying this because they're already saying it about Jyn Erso, even though we know nothing about this character other than she's a woman with the rebellion who likes to rebel. Like, that she's not, like, she's not a Luke Skywalker type who's thinking about duty. She's just an aggressive jackass, which I like. I like that in a protagonist every once in a while. I don't want all my protagonists to be there, but I like that every once in a while. Worked really well for Han Solo, originally, before he became Grandpa Solo. Although not technically. Anyways, I don't know. Who knows what Kylo Ren was doing? They're already calling her a Mary Sue. Like these Dudebros are already calling Jyn Erso a Mary Sue. You haven't seen the movie yet. If you're going to claim to me that calling someone a Mary Sue has to do with how the character is written, you cannot start calling a character that before you've seen the movie. You jackasses. So when people get angry in my comment section already, if that happens, I don't know. My viewers tend to be nice people, and few. Like, don't bring that weak sauce here. Like, and in my opinion, it really invalidates a lot of the criticism of Rey, because it shows that these are the same people it's coming from. Also, the fact that Mary Sue is a garbage term that shouldn't be used outside of fanfic criticism, that's a whole other issue. Because again, canonically, if someone is written as part of the original story, they by definition cannot be a Mary Sue. Therefore, yeah. Canonical characters cannot be Mary Sues based on where the term originates. Also, it's a garbage term that is not helpful. It adds nothing to criticism of the merit of the film. So, but, by the way, even if it did, you're calling the character that before the movies come out. so you're a moron. Like, if the very fact that a female protagonist is somehow, like, an aggressive move to you, whatever. But secondly, don't claim that people are ruining the franchise. And like, okay, so I don't like to be a gatekeeper, but people talk about, like, you know, how it's ruining the Star Wars franchise for the true fans, but y'all didn't know. We've known Felicity Jones is starring in this movie as the lead for a really long time. It's been reported on. She's in the center of the cast shot. Like, everybody's known. So the fact that, like, you're finding out with the trailer means you aren't the hardcore fan. You get to be a fan of Star Wars. I'm not trying to gatekeep, sorry, but you don't get to pretend that you're more of a fan than anyone else ever. Like, you're just done with that. You're not a hardcore fan because, yeah. So, with that, my little bell is rung. I'm going to leave you and ponder life, ponder what you've done with it, and yeah. Star Wars Rogue One looks like it's going to be fun coming this December. And don't be a jackass. You jackasses.